Hello, two heads up here. Welcome to another one of my fight caves and fire cape inventory and setup guides. This time it's Veracs with a Rune crossbow, or I guess an armadillo crossbow if you're that bad, if you can afford armadillo crossbow and you can't get a fire cape. Anyways, um, so we'll talk about the setup and everything as usual. So once again, the advantage of using Crossbow and Veracs is you get a mega high prayer bonus. It's a cheaper setup, as in you don't have to buy Guthans, and you get a very high prayer bonus, so you don't have to worry too much about smiting yourself. What's the downside? Obviously, you can't heal up, but if you're good at safe spotting, you don't really need to worry about that. So let's get started. Here's what the bonuses look like. Other than a third age top, if once again use a black dragon hide top or a armadillo top if you don't have a third age top like me. Don't use Carol's as it has lower melee defense and only slightly higher range defense. It's just not worth using Carol's. All like Carol's, Third Age, and Black Dragon Hide all have the same range attack bonus. So no difference there. The shields I recommend using from best to worst are Crystal Shield, Dragon Square Shield, Obby Shield, or Granite Shield. Obby Shield and Granite Shield have the same stats except for a strength bonus difference. If you don't have Ranger boots, Bandos boots work great as they give a prayer bonus in melee defense, or just use plain old snakeskin. Either way, little pieces like that aren't going to make the difference between you getting a fire cape and not getting one. Ultimately, it's just how well you do before you get to Jad and how you manage when you get to Jad. How many bolts should you bring and what kind of bolts? I either recommend diamond bolts, addy bolts, or emerald bolts. But the most cost effective would definitely be emerald bolts. I don't have any. I don't really have a use for emerald bolts anymore. But emerald bolts, especially if you're lower range, definitely work well because the poison damage helps you out a bit. Diamond bolts just aren't worth using at the fight caves. But I don't have any emerald bolts, like I said, so what can you do? How many bolts should you bring? Around 500, 600 should be plenty. If you want to make sure that you have enough, bring 1K. All in all, it really just depends on what your range level is. The higher range level you have, the less bolts you'll use. But like I said, 500 should be plenty if you're using a backpack as a tractor. With this setup, you do have to try and drink your brews in a 3-to-1 ratio to your super restore. So 3 doses of brew to 1 dose of super restore. And the reason why you do that is so you don't brew down your stats. You can drink a maximum from normal regular stats. You can drink a maximum of 3 Ceradim brews, and then drink one super restore, and your stats will be boosted back up to normal. And I recommend drinking a 3-dose brew in a super restore when you're around half health, and you also need prayer as well. That way you don't waste your brew and you don't waste your super restore dose. You get the full potential out of both of those, if you know what I mean. So let's say you drink a super restore dose and you brew up and drink a super restore dose when you're at like 10 prayer points from your max prayer level. Then you just wasted a ton. You just wasted most of that super restore. So yeah, that's a setup. If you flash pray properly, you'll use less supplies. But fight caves is really already long enough to be flash praying, so it's really up to you if you have the patience for it. I've got 3 ranging potions and 12 prayer potions and 4 super stores, which is plenty. Once again, the prayer bonus should be 12 on this. It's very high. Yeah, 12. Yep. So once again, yeah, the advantage of going with the crossbow is if you've got lower defense, if you got low range, you can use emerald bolts to help you out a bit. It's a much more conservative setup. You're less likely to get comboed out or KO'd with such a high defense. I mean, 310 range defense bonus, that's seriously high. And Crystal Shield definitely is the best shield for fight caves. If you have a Dragonfire Shield, I mean, you know, I hope that if you have a Dragonfire Shield, you have a Fire Cape, but if not, that's a problem. Yep, this video was helpful. Please leave a like. I try and be as thorough with these as I possibly can. I get a lot of questions about Fire Cape setups and Fight Cave setups. So if you leave a like, that helps everyone that's trying to figure out a good setup to get their Fire Cape. In the search bar and the suggested videos sidebar. So please leave that like for this whole series, this whole Fight Cave series. It's a total of 4 setups and 4 videos. So please do check them all out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.